The Broncos have now lost a few key members. The staff hiring season is starting to come towards full swing. This is your Denver Sports Daily for January 28th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The staff hiring season is here, and teams all around the league are making some big changes to their front office and coaching staff. The Broncos are lucky to be in a position right now where they don't have to find a head coach like they've had to in the past couple of years. They're not in a head coach search. They got their guy in Sean Payton, but that won't stop teams from poaching coaches and staff members on this Broncos team. Now, on Saturday, the Broncos lost one of their longest tenured members in Darren Mogi, who was an assistant general manager for the team and has been with this Broncos team since 2012. He's been here for a long time and really has made a great impact to this team. Now, he's headed to New York to take on that general manager position for the Jets. Now, on Sunday, the Broncos took another hit, losing tight ends coach Declan Doyle. He joined the team with Sean Payton back in 2022, 2 years ago. So it's been a while that he's been here. He obviously was a great player or a great coach under Sean Payton, just kind of what that team needed. But it's also clear that the tight ends weren't good for the Broncos. They weren't anything spectacular. So he's headed to the Chicago Bears to be their new offensive coordinator under their new head coach, Ben Johnson. So that loss isn't quite as big. Losing a tight ends coach isn't quite the craziest, especially because now they have an opportunity to go get somebody who's going to be great with the tight ends, especially if the Broncos really do want to draft Tyler Warren out of Penn State to be their tight end, number one. That would be huge if they could. So it doesn't really bother me all that much if they're going to go out and get a new tight end head coach who can make an impact with a rookie tight end. That would be huge. That'd be big for the Broncos, for two guys coming in to bond together. New guys coming together at the same time is huge for, collaboration, for that mentality to get through and say, hey, we're both in this for the first time, get out there, make an impact. That would be huge. That would be big for the Broncos. Now, hopefully this team can avoid any more coaches and staff members leaving, but they're in kind of a Goldilocks zone right now with their coaches and players finally starting to click. They really are. This team is young. They're newer. They got a lot of new coaches, a lot of new players on this team. Obviously, with Bo Nix leading this team to the playoffs, this is the good time. This is a great time to be a Broncos fan and to be a Bronco, honestly. There's a lot of great. So with a few coaches leaving, it's not the biggest deal. It really isn't. It may seem like a big deal at first, but with the assistant GM and tight ends coach leaving, that just opens up areas for newer people to come in. And when you're still in a rebuild few years, and whether you like it or not, they're still in a rebuild season, rebuild few years. This is a good time to go and get new people that you can keep on your staff for a long time. It really is. And I know people don't think that the Broncos are in a rebuild anymore because they went to the playoffs, but trust me, they still are. And that's the best thing about it. That's good news. If they're still rebuilding and going to the playoffs, they got a lot to look forward to in the future. They really do. It's a good time to be a Broncos fan. Trust me, I'm telling you. Now, moving on, the Nuggets took a loss to the Chicago Bulls last night, 129-121. Despite Nikola Jokic putting up an incredible 33-point, 12 rebound, and 14 assist triple-double, it wasn't enough to outlast the Bulls. Again, incredible numbers from Nikola Jokic. This year, 2025, specifically this month, wow, he's been incredible. I don't understand how he's second in MVP voting right now. I just don't get it. It won't click with me. The only excuse I can think of for them is that there's voter fatigue because Nikola Jokic keeps winning the MVP award. But 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 14 assists. That's his second 30-point triple-double in the past week. That's incredible. He's putting up numbers like I've never seen before. Now, the entire starting unit for the Nuggets actually played pretty well. Everybody was in double digits. They all went out there and were shooting well. Christian Braun, 28 points on 11 for 15 shooting. Great play from the young guy. Amazing. You'd think that they would win with offensive play like that. But even though the offense for the Nuggets was incredible, it's terribly hard to win when you let your opponent hit 24 threes. 24 threes. 24 from 53. That's what the Bulls were from the three-point line. The Nuggets were 6 of 27. You can't win if you're not going to play defense. You just can't win. You got to play defense, and you got to stop the three ball. 24 threes is not going to happen. What is that, 72? No. Is that 72 threes? 72 points off of threes, 72 points. That's just not a winning formula in any way you look at it. It's not. And it's not going to lead to wins, whether you're playing the best offense of your life or whether you're playing the worst offense of your life. If you let your defense get blown by that much, it's not going to ever lead to a win. Now, the Nuggets have now lost 2 in a row instead of 28-18 and 4th in the West. They're still pretty secure in that 4th spot, but the Lakers are creeping up on them right there in that 5th spot. Now, they play again tomorrow against the New York Knicks. Going to be a big game. That one is going to be on TV. Still, Nuggets got to get it rolling. They got to get back to where they were just a couple weeks ago. They were rolling. They were looking good. They were hot. And then they just kind of fell off a little bit. And with that defensive play, again, that's going to happen. You got to step up on defense to win games. It's as simple as that. It really is. Now, moving on, it is an Avalanche game day. The Avs are traveling or continuing their trip, actually, to New York as they take on the Islanders in their second matchup of the season. Last time these two teams played was on October 14th in the 3rd game of the season overall, and the Islanders ended up beating the Avs 6-2. And if you remember those first few games of the season, the Avs were letting up something like 8 goals, 6 goals. I believe that what it was. I think the Avs' first 3 games, they let up that like 22 goals in the first 3 games. It wasn't great. So hopefully with the big movements made, the Avalanche can, get out there and be a better team this time around, because obviously they got Mackenzie Blackwood now. And then, of course, they just traded away Mikko Rantanen, so that's going to be huge. But these games are important. The Avs need to get back on track as they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. They've been on a little bit of a skid right now. And after the recent Mikko Rantanen trade, of course, games like this are going to prove whether that was a good move or not. And I know you're going to say it's hard to base it off of one game. And it is. It is. But games like this, that if Mikko Rantanen was on the team, it would probably be a blowout. It really would. Now, the Islanders are good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not better than the Avs or better than the Avs were with Mikko. I can guarantee you that. They are not better than how the Avs are playing with Mikko Rantanen on this team. Now, the Avs are going into this game as slight favorites, and they will begin at 5:30 p.m. Now, moving on, Charlie Blackmon retired from the Rockies after last season, but now they're keeping him around as a staff member, giving him a staff position, which is great. The team announced on Saturday that they would be keeping the star around as a special assistant to the general manager. Now, Blackman ended his 14-year career in September, and his time here was nothing short of special, going to 2 playoff appearances while putting up MVP numbers, and he'll also likely be a Hall of Famer one day. Now, Rockies general manager Schmidt said in a press release on Saturday, Charlie has been an integral part of the Rockies organization for over a decade, both on and off the field. His leadership, deep understanding of the game, and passion for the franchise make him the perfect fit to step into this new role. It's clear this team loves Charlie Blackmon, and it's clear that he loves this team. Surprisingly, I can't understand how, but after all he did for this team as a player, it really does bring a smile on my face knowing that he'll be able to bring some good to this team still, despite how bad they might be. And him still being on the team as a staff member shows that he actually did really care about this team. Obviously, he spent his entire career here, really looking forward to it. Love this team. Even though they couldn't get it done for him, it's great to know that he's still going to be around in Denver. It really is. So that's some good news for your day. That's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Let's see. Good morning, Joey. We will be okay with the new coaching staff. We will be getting, Yeah, sorry, I read that a bit wrong looking there. We will be okay with the new coaching staff we will be getting. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's kind of what I was saying with a new tight end coach. If the Broncos really do want to go out there and get Tyler Warren, it's not a bad move. It's not a bad move at all. Get a new tight end coach in, get Tyler Warren, 2 guys coming in together at the same time who are going to be working a lot together, specifically positionally grouped. That's good for chemistry. That's going to build a lot of chemistry and morale. I can really see that in the future. And Tyler Warren, again, this is all just building for a great position for him to be in. It really is. Let's see. The Avs need to kick it in gear, not liking the streak they have going. It's not looking good. Now, they did win their last game, but it came at the last second. And they lost the 3 games before that. They need to kick it into gear. This whole month has not been great. They've been losing one, winning one, losing one, winning one. They just can't get it into track. They can't get on track, I guess. And, a lot of that is coming with the uncertainty of where this team actually lies. And of course, Mikko Rantanen being traded does not help. It doesn't help for anything. Chemistry, the coaches seem to not like the trade. I don't think that trade was good in any way, but they need to get on track. They need to start getting wins here right now. make February a good month, and they've got a chance. They really do. They've got a chance to win the Stanley Cup this year. That's more of a chance than I'm giving the Nuggets. I think that the Avs still have a better chance to win it this year than the Nuggets do. So hopefully they can get it, kick it into gear, and win this game tonight and start a streak. That's all you got to do. Win the next game. Win the next game. 1-0. That's all you got to do. 1-0. Move on. That's all you got to do. That's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. We'll be back with you guys again tomorrow, recapping hopefully an Avalanche win. Should be a great game. Make sure you're watching that tonight. I believe it's going to be on Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, those streaming services. So if you have those, make sure you're tuned in. But that is going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. Until I don't see you guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.